it works out well.
I'm already
He's articulate, which I'm not right now. He's sincere, he's trustworthy. He's going to be a great representative. I give you Stephen Weber.
I want to thank Mr. Groupie for his overly generous remarks, and I want to welcome you all to our official campaign kickoff event for the 23rd District State Representative. There's been a lot of people over the last couple of weeks who have cautioned me about getting involved in politics. They said that once you get involved in politics, you start compromising who you are, you start making changes. And I have to confess, I've made a small one here tonight. For people who know me for a long time, you know I've been a financial supporter of the Shakespeare's Downtown for a long, long time. But the Shakespeare's Downtown is not in the 23rd District. So I'd like to welcome you to my new favorite pizza place, Shakespeare's West. It seems like a long time, but it's less than a year ago I returned home from Iraq. 12 months ago, my platoon was in Fallujah, involved in firefights, still taking casualties, and I did not know a year from now whether I was going to be home in Columbia alive again. If I had thought at that time about tonight, I wouldn't have thought about running for state representative. I wouldn't have thought about a campaign kickoff. I would have thought about being physically here in my hometown of Columbia, eating Shakespeare's pizza, surrounded by my family of friends. And I thank you all so much for the support you've given me the last couple of years. And I'm deeply honored in a way that I cannot express to you to have your trust and your confidence to be a candidate for state representative in the 23rd District. And I promise you over the next 5 months, I will work very hard every single day to make you proud that I'm your candidate. And it's very, very meaningful to me to have this happen. You can look at Washington, there's a lot of gridlock. You can look at the mess the Democrats have right now with super delegates and pledge delegates and a system that nobody really understands. And you can look at all the money in politics and all the lobbyists. But I think there's just, at the very basic level, there's something decent and good about a country where a young guy who less than a year ago was just a faceless grunt in a war far, far away can come home among his friends and neighbors and have a chance to throw his hat in the ring to serve the public in Jefferson City as a state legislator.
Here, here.
And I think for all our problems, we really shouldn't forget how lucky we are to be in a situation like that. You've already had a lot of candidates talk to you in 2008. You've had candidates that have said, you know, I'm going to unite you, I'm going to compromise and negotiate, and together we're going to move forward. There's other candidates that said the only way we can do this is by fighting. We have to fight the lobbies, we have to fight the special interests, we have to fight the other party. And only by fighting can we move our country in the right direction. But what I would submit to you today is that the true test of leadership is not being known as a negotiator or known as a fighter. The true test is knowing when to negotiate and when to fight. And what I want to do as your state representative is take the priorities of the 23rd District, and I want to go down to Jefferson City, and I want to draw a line in the sand. I want to draw a line around the financial stability and the academic freedom of the University of Missouri. I want to draw a line around Medicaid and the health of our children. I want to draw a line around public education, the school systems in this state. And then I want to work very, very hard with other legislators all over both sides of the aisle to ensure that lines are never crossed. To ensure that we can work together to solve those problems. I want to remind people that the University of Missouri is not just the economic engine of Columbia. It's the economic engine of the entire state. And the health of our state, from Hannibal down to Branson, from Chillicothe to Cape Girardeau, is going to depend on how well we educate the next generation of workers. And the progress we make in convincing fields, whether it's biotechnology or nanotechnology or medical research, this state is only going to go as far as the research at the University of Missouri takes us. And I want to make sure that everybody down in Jefferson City understands that fact. We want to talk about Medicaid and healthcare, not just as policy issues, although there's plenty of policy to deal with, but actually look at them as moral issues. And talk to people from all over the state and convince them that the way we take care of those who don't have the money to send somebody to Jeff City to speak for them, who don't have the money to donate to campaigns, how we take care of the most vulnerable, the poor, the elderly, the disabled, the young. What we do about them says more about who we are as a people than any single action we will take as a state. And that's something I'm strongly committed to, no matter what. You know, I chose Mr. Groupie, the principal at Hickman, to introduce me tonight because I think that public education is very, very important. And I think that I want to go down to Jeff City and make it known that what the public school system does for us across this country can't simply be measured by a math test or science test. What they do is they take people of different cultural, economic, social, religious backgrounds, and through a lot of hard work and common purpose, our school system shapes people that we consider American citizens. And that is the role of the public school system. That's why the public school system is so important. And it's something that cannot be done unless we're all committed as a public group to making sure our children receive a best education. And that is what I want to do for you in Jefferson City. I'm glad to see there's some future students here that are excited. Now there's going to be a lot of people over the next few months that you're going to talk to in your daily lives, maybe at Lakota or at the water cooler at work, and they're going to say to you, you know, I like the Steven Weber guy, but he seems a little bit young to me. And that's a legitimate question. I mean, that's something I'd ask myself. But when they do that, that's when I need you to turn to them and say, you know what? I know Steven Weber. I've known him for 5 years. I've known him for 10 years. I've known him for 20 years. And he's good people. He's a hard worker. He's capable. And he's ready to represent us in Jefferson City. Because I tell you what in a race like this, what people say, word of mouth, is far more important than any campaign the slickest consultant can come up with. So I need you to put in a good word for me with your friends around town as you talk to them over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to need you to walk with me in July. You all know July. Hot, humid, Missouri, show me state game July. But you can't sit on the sidelines this time. I need you to go out and actually walk with me as we go door to door and try to talk to every single voter in the 23rd District and share with them our vision of Missouri and why we think this campaign can be successful. I'm going to need your help financially. Not just the dollars you contribute, though I appreciate every single one of them you're going to give me. But I need you to host a coffee at your house. Introduce me to your friends. I need you to host a fundraiser. I need you to tell your friends that this campaign is something that is worth investing in. I'm going to need all your help over the next 5 months. And if I work as hard as I possibly can, which I promise you that I will, and if you support me, which I already know you're going to, then I'm very confident that on August 5th, we will be together again, having a victory party as we celebrate winning the primary for state representative in the 23rd District.